Welcome to yet another video. Hope you are having a great weekend. I'm recording this video on 19th of Feb and I'm going to do analysis for Australia headline index XJO and also discuss some of the key stocks which came in my radar and I put on my watch list. And I'm going to go through uh, some bit of fundamentals and complete technical analysis which you can keep in your watch list if you agree with my thesis and my hypothesis there. And as usual, we keep coming up with regular videos on the stock analysis and some about the investing processes which I discuss as part of the peaceful weekend investing. If you're liking our content and if first time visiting our channel, do hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. And if you're liking content, give a thumbs up so it encourages us to come up with more videos like that and also feeds up to YouTube algorithm as well. Thank you so much. So let's get started. So here's a chart, and I'm going to continuation of what we did last week analysis, so that you are familiar with that. Last week we had certain um, trend lines, and this is the headline index XJO on the weekly chart. And again, I want to have a clear disclaimer. This is my analysis, what I do in the market, and it's only for education purposes. Please consult your advisor for any further action if you're planning to do buy or sell of your individual trades or making some investment actions based on that. This is just for education purposes only. Now, again, from what has happened this week, as you can see, this is a weekly chart, and we look at this analysis from medium to long term basis because that's what I'm aligned with my investment. So I want to give that view. So we're looking at 3 to 6 months, and it's very important. Why do we track XGO? Even though I invest individual stocks, and it is important to track the overall market as well, because if the trend is downwards, then individual stocks will also have the headwind. If there is a complete trend, clear trend of upwards, then you will have the same way you'll be able to get individual stocks and you'll be able to make positive trades in your direction. So it's important to track that headline index so that you can comfortably take the position stocks which you're holding, or you can also look at trimming down certain positions you have in profit as well. So then hence I track it weekly. That gives me clarity there. As you can see here, this was the some of the trend lines which are there. Let me zoom out a bit. So this is kind of a trend line which is coming in from 5th 15th of March 15. So it is quite a long distance trend line. So Nifty, so XJO has tried to break it here but couldn't. So it's another attempt here in the 30th August 21. No, and then again it is not able to cross it. So there is a channel which is there. Unless otherwise closes above that, then we have a clear uptrend and we can see further upside rally. But right now, as you can see, after the COVID fall, we had a huge rally, and now the it is in this sideways. And now that it is sideways, I think the trend, if it closes below this line, the one which is 6929, I've been maintaining that on weekly closes basis, then we are, to me, the trend has moved downwards, and we have to look for the next support, which will come in 6633. But for now, as you can see here, let me zoom in. So as you see, our earlier thesis was 6929, which is the line which was been tracking from a couple of weeks. So exactly at this point, it took the support, and for last 3 weeks, we have seen um, it is having a slight uptrend, and this week has been completely a kind of no decision candle. Basically, bulls and bears are kind of at this moment are in equilibrium, I would say, because it's a small candle. But otherwise, nothing to worry. The trend seems to be on sideways, and if it closes and above this trend line, then I can see the trend is changed. And ideally, I expect that it should close above comfortably, and then we can see the trend has again resumed upwards. So that's kind of my analysis on this, so that you get a view on specifically index. So keep tracking on these levels which I've highlighted. One is 6929.2, and another one is 6735 at the downside if the trend changes. Again, there is an inflation pressure. There's also Ukraine and um, Russia conflict, and there's a lot of news coming in. There's a lot of uncertainty around that, and also the interest rate is moving up, so that has some bearing on the growth stocks, and hence you see the bit of a correction around that. So market doesn't like uncertainty, and that is what causing some a bit of a pressure on the stock market. But if you are a long-term holder and you're looking for long-term investment, I think this is a time where you can buy into the fears on specific stocks where you see strength. And that is important. If you see a sector leader and where you think there is a strength, these are times to keep a watch list and hold on to that. And probably if a right opportunity, you can add on to it. So this is the best time because once the rally is there, there's hardly an opportunity to add. So you don't want to add on to the position when a train has already left the platform. You have to, as an investor, you need to wait for these times and start accumulating some shares which are showing some strength. Hope this is making some sense, and if you have got some learning, do put in a comment box below, so at least I know that you are able to grasp and able to get my view here and also align with that as well. If you have a different view, I'm happy to get your views as well, and personally going to review that and respond that as well. Thank you. So let's go into some stock specific one which I'm tracking, right? So let me so this is the stock. So one of the stock which you can see, first of all, the stock of the week, which I want to give it, and which you should also look at it, is the gold. Now, gold is again resuming because there's an volatility and there's an uncertainty. So safe haven is a gold, right? And minerals are also always going to benefit from this kind of conflict when there's there, because Russia is also kind of mineral producing country. Whenever there's a conflict, mineral prices goes up, especially the metals. So you will see all those stocks will be doing well in this kind of um, situation. So gold has completely changed its trend. So I think you have to keep a watch on it. If you don't have position, I think that's something you can look at it, because earlier it was completely on the sideways for almost from 2012 to 2019, and then it gave a breakout and went back down. After hitting this nice support, it is coming back up, and that is something to keep a watch on, right? And this is where it holding on to it, and this is a gold ETF listed in ASX. That's one of the tracker which I'm holding on to. It's given a trend, so obviously the first target becomes 2760, and if there's an uncertainty, obviously this is kind of a hedge situation, and that's one. Always I treat gold as an hedge to invest in, because some it always works inversely most of the times. In terms of when there is an uncertainty, gold goes up, and when there's no uncertainty, gold always goes on sideways, because people move the money out from safe haven and put it on the stocks, right? So that's what we're seeing here. So there's a bit of money flow going on. And the next stock which has come into my radar is Monash IVF. Again, this is to do with the fertility treatment, and as you know, given a stressful situation we are in for last couple of years, and this business is definitely here to stay. And I say this is a monthly chart. I like to do a monthly chart analysis over 5 years. Now you can see here the trend of the stock has changed. To me, now I am looking at the trend has changed. So the stock has given close above $1.20. Now this is a big mother candle. Again, there was a big mother candle here sometime June, and I think the stock has. Let's look at the volumes here so that we know. Moving away, so it is definitely, there's not much of volume here at the moment. So I would love to have more volumes here, but at the same time, the moving averages, and especially EMA 1121, which are Fibonacci numbers, it is trending upwards. So keep a watch on it. I'm keeping in my watch list. Maybe I might take some tracking position. I don't hold position at the moment, but something interesting might be happening. So maybe I'm gonna. I think this is about some news about lifting the IVF restrictions because of the after the COVID is opening up and their centers will start coming into action. So that could be one of the reasons it's showing up some positive signs. So keep a watch on that. Another one is CMM. Again, this has gone up a lot, but I thought it is good to talk about it. Again, it's it can be, I'm looking at in my watch list at the moment, but something to track if in case we get some kind of dip. Now, ever since it has moved out of $1.40, the stock has not looking back, it is almost tripled, right? And I'm expecting if it, in case it comes back and touches 21 EMA, this blue line or any of them, then it's a good stock because you can see huge volume, which is being, lifetime high volumes which are happening. So definitely that is positive for this. And again, if you look at the company itself, the company is in gold sector, and gold sector, as I said, overall ETF is doing well, and this company specifically has gold sector opportunities. So you should look at it. If there's an uncertainty, this stock will benefit again. And there could be some other fundamentals. I need to go through that, but that's something I will do in coming weeks and study about it. Another stock to look at is LRT. Again, LRT is a resource fund. Now, resource fund is good in this kind of inflation pressure and also when there's a conflict. So this fund invest in certain resource element, and I will show you in a minute what exactly they invest on. So let's open their, yeah. So this is, I've just pulled out their monthly update, and as you can see here, let me grab my pen. So this is a monthly update, okay, for January 2022, and it is very recent. So obviously it'll have some updates. Now, what is interesting here is these definitely it is definitely having a outperformance to the ASX Junior Resource Fund, which is what it's tracking as part of this. So this has outperformance to the index, so which is good, and it's rebased on 1st December 2019. So you need to look at it, it's just fairly recent one. So sometimes they do rebasing based on how it has been, so you need to check that. It's not very, ever since after that the resources are going up, so that's why this outperformance you can see here. So you need to look at the history if they have been listed earlier. So their NAV is $1.89, and they have been giving distribution 15 cents per unit, which is good to know. And so their market cap is around 55 million, 51 million. So what are their exposures? If you want to see that in this, sometimes in these environments you can invest in these kind of stocks, which are basically, they are again gold 48%, which is great. They have 1% silver, base metals 15%, batteries 4%, nickel 8%. I think the uranium is 1%. So they kind of fertilizer 3%, and they sit on a cash or 7%, and oil and gas is 8%. So all of these are having bit of an upswing because of the price rise. So that's something which is positive for this fund. And as you can see here, some of they are all holding around 76. So some of the stocks they have been holding the predictive discovery, and some of the stocks are there. Sometimes it's good to have these kind of fund when you want to play a basket approach, and and hold on to based on the moving averages. So I just wanted to share this, and you can go through this. I will leave the link of these particular papers which are there on the updates on the video description below, so that you can benefit out of that. Well, with this, I want to wrap up this video, and I want to really thank you for being associated with the channel. And if you are enjoying our content and getting value out of it, do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you notified when I come up with the latest videos going forward. Till next video, I want to say goodbye and wish you an happy investing, and good night.